What's good, YouTube? We're back today with another Market Watch, and the theme of this Market Watch is going to be commons you may not have known are worth what they're worth. Now, a cool thing about talking about this is, A, if more people find these commons and put them on market, the quantity of these commons goes up, which means the price can lower slightly. But another very cool thing about these is kind of the history behind the commons, why they're harder to get, and what they actually do. So without any more hype behind this, since we're actually trying to lower the market on some of these cards, let's talk about them. Broken Bamboo Sword has always been a very fun engine that actually got legacy support and NECH with Cursed Bamboo Sword, which actually allows you to search out Broken Bamboo Sword or Golden Bamboo Sword from your deck. Now, Broken Bamboo Sword and Golden Bamboo Sword are combos that work very well with Royal Magical Library, and they've always been a bit pricey, as I believe both of them are short prints in their respective sets. And we see here the lowest on market is $2.78 on TCG Player before it gets to $3 very fast. We see the lowest near mint on eBay is $2.25 before $2.50, before $3. So realistically, there's some people that want to sell it now, but these are typically $3 commons. There's only 17 on all of eBay, such a low quantity. And it's just a really good engine. As you see some other cards here that kind of go with the sort of engines that we're talking about, that are commonly searched with it. A lot of these are actually going to be appearing on this Market Watch as well. Golden Bamboo Sword is a $2... Oh, wait, my bad. Lowest of $3.42 here. It's an LODT common, and it's... I thought it was the lowest of two something here on eBay, but it's actually $2.99, so basically $3 here. And there's a few sellers at $3, so it's just a hard-to-get card with a really good effect. It's basically Pot of Greed. Activate if you control a Bamboo Sword equipped spell card, period. Draw 2 cards. So it works with Cursed Bamboo Sword and the other Bamboo Swords in order to get you that Pot of Greed-like effect. But it's, in my opinion, definitely not like a meta-defining engine, obviously, and it's not just because not so many people have it, but it's a really cool and fun engine that is short-printed that could come to relevance one day. So it's just something to pick out of bulk and end up selling to vendors. Like, I know a lot of vendors will gladly buy these from you at about that 66 to, you know, 50% price point of $1.50 to $2. Don't just give these away in bulk. Another card here is the OP01 Cyber Dragon Nova, which is at $3. I actually thought it was like $1.50 or $2, but as I was picking them out of bulk, it turns out they're $3. That's pretty crazy, as the ultra rare is $3.60. I've said it over and over. The Infinity package is one of those packages that just can't go below a certain price point, and it's kind of proving it here. Although vendors will be able to sell this very soon, as when OP05 comes out, vendors will be able to sell these, and vendors are allowed to buy the cards. They're just not allowed to sell them until they're 4 sets behind. So soon, vendors that have been saving these aside from bulk they've picked or buys that they've done will be able to list these very soon. And we see here that it's at the $3.50 lowest range on eBay. I actually want to look via eBay what the lowest is, but 50 cents is a pretty big margin on a common. I know it's like, oh, we're talking about 50 cents here, but that's almost a, you know, an 18% margin or something like that. That's kind of crazy. So let's actually look the Ultra up on eBay. SDCR. And there's only 17, there were only 17 OPs on eBay. That's a pretty low quantity for a common as well. And we see oversized. Who's shipping an oversized promo at $3.55? That's a pretty good deal, whoever wants to take that one. Help somebody out on Market Watch. And we see $3.60 here, so it's just crazy to me that on eBay's values, the common is the same as the Ultra, but TCG Player actually offering a deal comparatively. Toon Table of Contents is another one of those rogue combo deck cards that have always, you know, you play one, it can search itself, which is what's insane. So you play it, then you're deck 3, and then you search out another spell like Toon World in order to activate alongside your Royal Magical Library. So basically, it thins your deck 3, you get a draw, and then you get another counter and another card out of your deck for getting to play it. Sometimes you also search a monster depending on the deck you're playing. There are OTKs with Toon Cannon Soldier that are really funny to watch. But almost every version, you should never leave this in bulk. $4.30, $4, $3.73, let's see here, $4.50 mint on the Legendary Collection Yugi's World Rare. And then we see the Gold Rare even at $5. It's basically a $4 to $5 card if you're picking it out of bulk. Typically $4 for the non-holo versions. Actually, DB2 should be quite a grip as well. We'll let that load. My internet's been slow lately. I'm getting my router replaced soon. And we see here the rare at $4.30, $4.50. Almost all the lowest here seem to be the rare. There's also a duels pack rare, but almost all of them just, you know, $4 plus across the line. Let's check out the DB. DB about $5 and $4.60. Just don't leave this in bulk. You'll make John more disappointed if he's picking it out for himself. Now, Wave Motion's one of my favorite personal cards. I played Burn back in the day in GOAT format. This was one of the most intimidating cards to have played on you. You're like, oh, please, I need to get to Heavy Storm. I need to get to MST. And it would often just do so much damage. And I didn't know the CP had a lowest of 40. We'll actually look that up on eBay here soon. But as you see, there's going to be a lot of non-near mint versions, and both of them are back to the second page to find the first near mint. And at $4.50, $4.50 for the MFC, and for the DR, I think it's very similar, which is one I recently picked out. Yeah, $4.70 and $4.35. Voltage Games, hey, Alex Van Sant. But it's very, very hard, I find, to find this card mint. Almost every time I pull it out of bulk, very similar to Metamorphosis, which is a card you guys should already know, this card just seems to be damaged. So if you find one mint, oh, it's a good day. But it's also just very, very hard to find or see mint. And I actually don't have an eBay tab for this. That's pretty weird. So let's load an eBay tab while we go to the next card. Dark World Dealings, again, a very combo-centric card. And we actually see light play, moderate play, and then finally, no description, and then a near mint at $5.50. A $5 plus common should never, ever be left in bulk, period. And I think very similarly over here, we should see both versions. It looks like the rare is going to be $6 plus. And this version is probably, yeah, $5.50 here as well. Deadlocked between the two. Now let's actually look up Wave Motion Cannon on eBay. I guess I closed my tab on it. And we're going to see a lot of heavy played kinds. So it says a quantity of 35, but that's not going to be mint. Moderate, heavy, unlimited, moderate, unlimited. Sorry about this, boys. Usually I'm more professional. I swear I perform better on a first date. We see 486 here. Just again, one of those commons that you should never be leaving. If you see it, pick it out, put it aside. Vendors will probably buy it from you for $2, maybe $2.50 pile. Like, whenever you're selling to them, it moves pretty decently when you actually have a near mint. And you see this one's actually from Canada. The next one's $5. But again, these kind of unique cards that just have their place in Yu-Gi-Oh! History are really cool. Now, here's an obvious one. Fairy Tail Snow, and I actually wanted to talk about it because I mentioned it to Billy as I was pulling them out of bulk, and I was like, do you think these will still be $1 after the Megatons? And him and Jackie started talking about it, and they're like, yeah, it's still a brilliant fusion target is one of its biggest perks, but also Minerva getting printed out is keeping the demand up for this card. I was surprised it was still actually at $1.80. I expected like $1.25 or something like that kind of to drop off. But it's $1.80 to $2. And we see here on eBay, the lowest is actually $2.29. But fees are really worse on eBay because they're stealing that 30 cents from the PayPal fees right from the get. So you can't really compare eBay commons as well to TCG. For commons, I would usually pick TCG player when they're $2 or lower, because the seller has incentive to sell them for lower. Again, I think it's a really great card. Really good card that should be obvious, but I was just surprised that it was still up here. And finally, one that we always talk about, because it's hit that $10 point when the Nurse Burn hype happened, but I think it's had some time to fall out. And we see it all the way back down to $4.40. Still a card that you guys should know is gift card. It always feels so good to me to pick a gift card out of bulk. As that Tactical Evolution set again. So if you're seeing gift cards, you might be seeing these. And if you passed these up but you got excited about the gift cards, you should have been also pulling out that Broken Bamboo Sword that gives it 0 attack. The equipped monster gains 0 attack. But Tactical Evolution, definitely one of those wonky sets that have had prices spike through history, such as Summoner's Art, such as Gift Card, and Broken Bamboo Sword. And this is just another one of those cards that you should definitely be picking out of bulk. There's no reason not to. It's still very nice and pricey to see. And for some reason, I have 2 TCG player tabs up. But it should be similarly priced on eBay. I don't think there would be much difference. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this Market Watch. Not quite sure why my internet's failing me here, too, on Market Watch. But, definitely getting a new router. And an idea that I've had with some other tubers I talked to them about is starting kind of like a talk show where we have a set topic while I'm picking bulk, and you know, to see the kinds of cards that I would pick out of bulk, and then talk with other tubers on a set topic, and then be able to talk about kind of the cards that pop up. Let me know if you guys would enjoy a series like that. I think it's like, with a in-depth talk, it's similar to pack openings, except there's an actual topic, and then you never know what kind of cards would be popping up. I think that'd be pretty cool. But and it's also something that, because of the topics, you could kind of put it off in another bar and just listen to me and some other tubers talking about things. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's a series that I've put a lot of thought into, and I think would be pretty fun to do.